Welcome to this episode of Fiercely Unfiltered. Today, I want to take the time to show my support for the 47th President, Donald Trump. I am proud of what he's doing, and I voted for him all 3 years he ran. For the first year, I did tell people I voted for him, and I lost quite a few friends. I lost one of my longest childhood friends because of that very reason, which I think is very sad that people would cut people off for who they voted for. Especially, I feel like I served in the military for our right to choose and for freedom. So I just feel a little more offended, I guess, when people get upset with who I'm voting with. The second time in 2020, I voted for him. I have a hat that I never wore once. I was opening my business, and it was the advice of others that we should keep it to ourselves because we didn't want to lose people based on that, because I already had lost friends because of it. So we figured we definitely would lose customers. So I kept my support for him silent. Then this time around, I was very vocal about it. I wore my hats, posted on my Instagram page. I want a leader who is willing to walk back into the fire when he doesn't need to be. This man is very successful. He doesn't need this job. He's not even taking the paycheck. He's just doing it because there's no one else that will fucking do it. There's no one else willing to stand up to all these people. Everything he's doing is amazing. Like, I watch the news all the time now. Like, it's almost like a reality show. And everyone says daddy's home. It almost like he is, because I have never felt such a weight off my shoulders. Like, I'm a single female with no savings or anything. I put it all into my business I lost. So I feel way better about my future with him leading this country. Like, I'd be worried if I'm even going to be able to support myself if the other side was still leading it. And this is a great example for Americans. Like, this is democracy. You guys lost. America spoke. Like, this is what we voted for. Everything he's doing, I want. And I'm sure everyone else does too. They're just scared to be vocal about it because you guys are bullies. The people on the other side are just bullies. Like, we have children and they don't always get their way. I'm sure they don't always get their way with you as their parents. So this is an example to show them that you can be passionate about something. You can stand up for something. You can take it all the way to the end, and then you vote. And then when the America speaks and when majority votes, you got to suck it up. Like, this is the time to realize that you lost and you need to support the new president. He already has a job that's almost impossible. So why are we going to sit here and make his job harder? Like, accept the reality of the results and let's support him for the next 4 years and see what he's capable of doing. Is everyone upset because men aren't allowed to be in women's sports? People are upset because these criminals that their countries don't even want them coming back to are getting deported. Like, I am so confused on what everyone's upset about. We were at the point where, I don't know if this is true. I ask all my friends that have kids in school and they say, yeah, it's true. And I said, about the cats, about people identifying as animals, as cats, and that schools are putting kitty litter boxes in the bathroom for them to go to the bathroom. Every parent I ask about this says it's true. But then they said they haven't physically seen the kitty litter box. So I'm not sure if it's a hoax. I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping that people haven't gotten that far where now your kids can identify as fucking cats. And then the people at school who are in reality and have common sense and say, you're not a fucking cat, are the ones getting in trouble. Like, I hope this isn't real. Please DM me and tell me it's not, or send me a picture so I know it's fact. We're in a world where, like, it is about who you hang out with and the influence. Because I'll tell you what, growing up, everything I did wrong or went on the wrong path, it was because of a friend who was doing that. If I didn't associate myself with that group of people, that wouldn't have been a part of my life. So, like, are people ever upset that kids, like, we were all kids once. Like, were you at any capability to make a decision that's going to affect you for the rest of your life as a child? I don't even think in your 20s you really are at the age to make a decision. Because I'll tell you what, I'm a different person than I was at 20, than I was at 30, than I was at 40, than I am right now. So for anyone to let their kid make a decision that's going to change their life like that, you're a bad fucking parent. And there's something wrong with you, not with your child. So these children don't need to be convinced that that's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. And it probably is the circle they're hanging out with, because bad apples can ruin a whole company. Bad apples can destroy your child. Like, watch out who they're hanging out with, because it is all about their friends. I'm telling you what, it's all about who they hang out with. Get them in church, get them in a youth group, have them hang out with people who believe in God. You need people who have a fear of a higher power, because if you have no fear of heaven or hell, then there's no fear of doing right or wrong. So I love President Trump. I don't look up to a lot of people. And if people say, like, who do you respect or who do you look up to? The main person I look up to right now is Donald Trump, because he's fighting a fight with all these people crucifying him for just trying to do what's right for all of us. And I've experienced what he's experienced on such a fucking small scale compared to what he's dealing with. And it almost broke me. And for him to keep walking back in the fire when he doesn't need to be in there because he's trying to help us all get out too is amazing to me. He's one of the first person I want to interview. So President Trump, if you're listening to this, I think you're amazing. I'm here to support you. I'm here to try and change the minds of other people, not about you, but just to support you now. Because I have quite a few friends that say they're indifferent. And it's like, what do you mean you're indifferent? Like, he won. Like, that's our president. We need to support him. You don't get to be indifferent anymore. You could be indifferent and not vote. Great. But you don't get to be indifferent anymore. He's our president and we are Americans. Let's support him. Let's make America great again. Let's not be part of the reason that makes this job harder. I've owned a business. I've had hundreds of employees. I can see the difference between hard workers and not. And him working and getting stuff done in 2 weeks that other people can get done in 4 years, that's possible. Like, there is a difference in people's ability and their drive. And some people think they're working 100%, but they're working really 5%. But they don't understand that they're working 5% because they're not one of those people that's able to give 100%. So do your job, make America great again, and I got your back. And anyone who has a problem with him, what's your problem? Like, I ask my friends, like, do you really think she would have done a better job than him? And they're like, we just don't like him as a person. Why? I just don't like him as a person. Well, this is a job. It's not a personality or a popularity contest. It's a job. And that's what he needs to do. So put your personal feelings aside. That's what I said. Like, it shouldn't be personal. This is like, who can do the job better? And like, I'm a woman and I think it's great there's women astronauts, there are women fighter jet pilots. There's all these women doing this stuff and they're amazing at it. But just because she's a woman doesn't mean she should be president. Think about it. If we vote the first woman president in there and she does a shitty ass job, that's not good for any of us females. So let's give people jobs based on merit. I love what Donald Trump's doing with that too. Because everyone else, she's a woman. Just because she's a female doesn't mean she's qualified. That doesn't mean she could do the job. And for the last 4 years when I lost and I had to fucking watch Joe Biden on TV, like fucking Weekend at a fucking America, like Weekend at Bernie's, like he looked like a dead guy that other people were controlling on TV. Like, I couldn't even watch him for more than 30 seconds. I felt like it was elder abuse. I felt like, how does America think that this guy's okay? And if I was a leader of any other place and I looked at this guy and said, this is the guy you have running America, I think we were a fucking joke too. And so should all of you. Like, tell me, if that was the leader of your family, would he be planning your trips and leading your family, or would it be the person under him? So the person who hit me for my accident and changed my life 2 years was an older gentleman who, when he hit me, gave me a senior citizen card, didn't have insurance, didn't have a license. It was like, oh, I'm too old to be driving. Then why the fuck are you driving? People who have older people, take care of them. Don't let them drive when they shouldn't. They're changing other people's lives. That's not okay. So listen, for Americans, this is a democracy. The people who voted for Trump won. You guys lost. Suck it up. Support the leader of our country. Let's make America great again and quit being whiny bitches, because you're just showing our kids that when a decision is made, if you don't like it, just protest. Just destroy shit. Just keep yelling and yelling because that's the way to get your way. It's not. He did nothing good for us in the last 4 years. We have time to make a change, a time to have a different future for America. And I want that. And I need everyone to stop whining and get behind our president. because Donald Trump's going to be the best thing that ever happened to America. And I'm all for it. Go Donald Trump.